Hello, I'm Markus. Today we'll be discussing the foundation of free throw shooting. Free throw shooting is an integral part of the game. It could be the difference between losing and winning. Free throw shooting is easier said than done. There are different challenges to consider when shooting free throws. Challenges such as the environment, being indoors or outdoors as we are today, also the type of rim, type of backboard, even something as simple as crowd noises could be the difference between a successful or unsuccessful free throw shot. Specifically, we will cover feedback, which includes knowledge of performance, knowledge of results, and proprioception.
Knowledge of performance includes knowing exactly what the athlete did at that time. This could be not spreading fingers appropriately, not keeping elbows in, etc. Knowledge of results includes knowing if the act at hand was completed successfully or not. Did the basket count or did it not? Proprioception includes knowing when and where your body parts are during the movement. This could include having elbows tucked in and what angle they are in, and if it contributed to the shot being successful.
Additionally, we will cover the degrees of freedom for free throw shooting and break it down into 6 easy steps.
Degrees of freedom allows an athlete to take one large motion, such as free throw shooting, and break it down into multiple processes that allow them to learn the overall movement a little bit smoother. For this task at hand specifically, we will cover first foot placement at the free throw line. Then we will cover hand placement and the pre-shot dribble. Then taking a deep breath. Then bending the knees and lifting the ball. Next, lifting from the knees with the elbow close and straight as a focus point. Then shooting the ball and the follow through.
To assist, our active mic will help perform the movements.
For foot placement, we focus on stepping to the free throw line, if there is one, as in this case we're at a park where there is no free throw line. But at most indoor gyms there is a free throw line. Most of them are punched with a hole to mark the center of the court or center of the free throw line that aligns with the front of the rim. Users will either place their body center of the dot or place their dominant foot, right or left, even with the punched dot. Next, with that foot set in place, the alternate foot will be maybe an inch or two behind in order to start the shot. As Mike steps to the line, he firmly plants his feet, leaving them flat on the ground. Notice that his less dominant hand, or his left foot, is placed slightly behind his right foot. During hand placement, we want to ensure that we use the grooves on the ball in order to put our hands firmly on the ball, but not too firm, to allow a light touch. Additionally, we will take at least 2 or 3 dribbles. This allows the shooter to get into a rhythm-like motion to assist with their shot. Notice that Mike's alternate hand, his left hand, is to the side of the ball, slightly to the bottom for control. After each dribble, Mike additionally ensures that his hand placement is exactly where he wants it to be throughout the whole motion. Taking a big deep breath during free throw shooting is essential. It controls the body or calms the body, and allows you to clear your mind and get your mind and body set for the free throw shot. Next, the shooter should bend the knees at about a 45-degree angle, keeping the hands positioned as before and keeping the elbows close to the body. When the ball is lifted, it should be lifted towards the shooter's chest or chin area. This allows the shooter to see or predict where the ball may be shot towards the rim. Go. As the shooter lifts from the knees to start the shot, we would like to see one fluid motion, lifting up and bring the ball up to prepare for the shot. Here, we will see the shot in one fluid motion from multiple angles. Here we see a still image of Mike trying to keep his elbows tucked in and straight as possible. At the top of the shot, we see that Mike still has his hand placement with the dominant hand with the groove of the ball and the non-dominant hand assisting with control. Last, we want to see Mike release the ball and follow through with his fingertips in order to bring the ball directly towards the basket, following through by snapping his wrist or in a downward motion. Here, we have an opportunity for feedback, specifically knowledge of results. As Mike makes the basket, he knows that his actions are successful as they contributed to him making the shot.
Have to edit that.
We also have an opportunity for proprioception. Proprioception can be done at any point during the shot. This can include Michael placing his knees or placing his feet appropriately, lifting from the knees with his waist and body, keeping his elbows close, or also lifting the ball and snapping the wrist. All of these are included in proprioception, knowing when he didn't perform movements appropriately to contribute to the shot.
Have to edit that.
Here we have a still image of Mike snapping his wrist, pointing his fingers down. We also have an opportunity for another form of feedback, knowledge of performance. At this point, Michael can tell if he did or did not snap his fingers appropriately, or snap his wrist appropriately, or follow through enough with his fingers. Even if he did make the shot, he could still tell if this happened or not during the performance through self-validation. This concludes our presentation. Today we covered free throw shooting and how to use feedback and freezing, or the degrees of freedom, to take advantage of learning the skill. Specifically, we covered knowledge of results, knowing if the shot was made or not, knowledge of performance, knowing the movements that we did during the movement were correct, and proprioception, knowing where our body is in space throughout the movement, contributing to the shot. For degrees of freedom, we covered 6 topics to help with breaking the shot down to assist with a more smooth shot. We covered foot placement at the free throw line. Again, remembering that indoor courts usually have a punched line or punched dot at the free throw line to mark the center of the court, whereas outdoor courts do not. We talked about hand placement and the pre-shot dribble, using the grooves on the line for control, with the opposite hand to the side of the ball. And then the pre-shot dribble, taking 2 or 3 shots to start a rhythm to assist with a smooth motion, taking a deep breath to calm our nerves and focus, bending the knees and lifting the ball to prepare for the shot, with the knees bent at or about 45 degrees, lifting up from the knees with the elbow close and straight to shoot the ball, then following through with our shot, snapping the wrist, pointing the fingers down to shoot the ball towards the basket. Thank you.